Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Fate Samurai Remnant. Last time we ended the chapter, this time we start a new chapter, and as I said before, it's not going to be a whole lot of sitting around having a long conversation and getting explained things to this time. We're going to be going in with Iori basically waking up, having spent a night horribly poisoned by venom, unknowingly healed by the 15th servant, quotation marks, and he's got something he really, really needs to do, and we're going to be following him on that. And joining me, as always, is Cool Guy.
Yo yo!
We're going to get, like, a scene that I'm actually very fond of, because it actually has Iori's theme song attached to it, which I don't believe the game has played before, so it's something to look forward to. So let's get stuck straight in.
亡国の将、帝成功は、恩と老々を訴える。打倒アサシン、その1年後。ねぐらを突き止めたイオリとセイバーは、見事、アサシンに深手を与える。勝利の手応えは甘美なもの。だが、忍び寄る新たな脅威を、未だ彼らは知らず。
アサシンの邪毒を受けたと聞いたが、思いのほか顔色は良さそうだな。うん、安心だ。
ああ、若干のだるさは残るが、さして触りはない。気分はだいぶ良い。昨晩はよく眠れたからな。
泰然としたものだな。とはいえ、英霊の扱う毒だ。甘く見るな。体調には細心気を使えよ。
ああ、そうしよ
う。頼む。ならば改めて本題に移るとしよう。敵は誰で、手を携えるべきは誰か考える必要があるだろう。
ひとまず明確な敵は横須賀で対峙した大立ちを振るう黒い武者姿のライダー、蛇の群れを操るアサシン、そして
銀色の髪をしたあの陰気な女、二層使いのランサーだ。これらの3機とも正体は分からずじまいだ。ランサーは宝具を使ったが、
小石川の一件だな。宝具とは英霊の伝説そのものの具現。正体もつかめそうなものだが。
セイバー、心当たりは？
あるような、ないような。
頼りになるのかならんのか。しかし、かくいう俺も南蛮の歴史には疎い。テイはどうだ？わかるか？
炎を操る妖人の女。やはりそれだけでは何とも言えないな。乱人の知識を頼ってみる手もあるが。
何？案ずるな。正体が分からずともそう恐れる必要はないぞ。炎であれば私の剣で吹き消せる。
セイバーの剣、確かにあの絶技ならば。
とはいえセイバーを頼るばかりではいけないな。敵はランサーのみではないのだから。
まあな。何せ明確な敵対サーバントが3機となると、もう一陣営ばかり協力者を増やしたいのが本音だな。
協力者？
当てがある顔だな。
思い当たる節はいくらかあるが、特に一機ランサーとはっきり敵対する者がいる。
ランサーと？ああ、 俺も合点がいったぞ。小石川にいた白い武者姿のサーバントだな。
ああ、そうだ。彼はランサーをアッキの友柄と呼び剣を向けた。アッキが何を指すのかは分からんが、敵の敵は味方とも言う。はぐれのセイバー、こちらに組みするかもしれん。
アッキ、なるほど、そういうことか。
アーチャー、何を納得した？
いや、お前たちが大蛇を打ち倒した後、こちらはライダーの様子を伺っていたんだが、撤退しようとしたライダーの眼前にあのはぐれのセイバーが現れたのだ。奴はライダーに剣を向けてこう呼んだ。悪しき鬼と。
ライダー、ランサー、おそらく両者は同盟関係にある。そしてそれを早々に掴んだ上で、はぐれのセイバーは連中に敵対しているわけだ。
うまく引き入れたいところだな。
一度こちらの配下に小石川の様子を探らせよう。はぐれのセイバーを見つけねば。
いや、俺たちが動くても。
邪毒に侵されたばかりの身だろう。無理をするものではない。
そういうことだ。今日くらいはおとなしく休んでいるんだな。
うん、分かった。そうしておこう。いとまができたならやるべきことは一つきりだ。セイバーの剣、あれがこの目に焼き付いているうちに。
ちょっと待った！兄ちゃん、まさか剣の稽古をするつもりじゃない？
そのつもりだが。
昨日の今日だよ。
不思議と気分が良いからな。もう大事ない。
本当にもう大丈夫なの？昨日はすごく顔色悪かったし、ご飯も一杯しかおかわりしなかったし。
いや、
案ずるな、カヤ。大丈夫だ。イオリ自身が大丈夫と言っている。そうだな。
おう。
けど昔から兄上は稽古に精を出しすぎてぶっ倒れちゃうような人だし、戦の最中だとしても今日くらいは休んだ方がいいと思うんです。
言ったろ、大事ない。それに掴んだものは離すなと師匠も言っていた。
もうまたお師匠様の言葉を都合よく借りて。
カヤ、君の心配は分かった。私がイオリを見ていよう。万が一ふらつきでもしたらすぐに床へ放り込む。それでどうだろう。
セイバーさんがそこまで言うなら、兄ちゃん絶対に無茶しちゃダメだからね。
分かっている。すまんな、カヤ。セイバーも。さて、やるか。オロチの毛さえたやすく両断するセイバーの剣。俺はあの剣を。
So yeah, we're alive. Iori is not dead.
Stumbling out of the door groggily like you were drinking all night. You know, without the benefits of having actually been drunk.
I just, like, you know, imbibed a whole lot of snake piss. It's all good.
Rules of snake piss!
I just can't imagine singing a song about butt chugging steak piss, and then like the part of the song where it just goes alive. No, I wouldn't be alive.
No, you're dead.
I'd be
You're
dead. There'd be
definitely
steak
dead if
piss
you're
pouring out of
butt-chugging
my ass. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll stay away from I'll stay away from these Holy Grail wars.
兄ちゃん。
ここ数日俺の出会った脅威、世の歴史に刻まれた英霊サーバント、そしてその主として定められた者たち、いずれ劣らぬ魔人揃い、間違いなく自分以上勝てぬ、あの日目にした剣に焦がれ、二天一流を磨き、死を失って後かの老人と出会い、紅玉の南蛮下法を得てもなお、俺は天下一の剣士には程遠い。だがよもやこのような機会が訪れようとは。今こそ俺はあの日の剣を超えてみせよう。すべてはこの体に、故に目を開け、目覚めよ、我が二頭。
If there's anybody else saying that line would be like the cringiest thing on the planet.
我が呼ぶ極限の道のみ求め、己が前例をもって天に立てまつる。
So we go into a mirror match as part of training. That's cool. Kind of a take on shadow boxing. I like it.
One of the things attributed to Masashi, particularly in Fate Grand Order, is that she was very good at mind's eyeing fights. As in, she would picture how a fight would go in her head.
Huh. So they're actually going to go between what Iori is thinking and what other people are seeing. That's a cool bit of direction.
ある。あると思う。生まれながらの強者じゃない。強くもない。あれでは国は落とせないし、王を殺せず神を断つこともできない。けれどなんだろう、私はなぜかあの姿に暗いものを感じている。
天下一になれる目はないってこと？
わからない。ただ今はあの姿から目を離せずにいる。
我こそは二天一流宮本伊織なり。
So we unlock our
The
fourth
fire
stance, the fire stance. The less HP we have, the stronger we hit. We stagger regular enemies like fucking crazy. This is one of the... This would be, in any other game, the most awesome stance you could get. The fifth stance is fucking cracked, and it's the only reason this stance is, like, fantastic and not, like, the best stance in the game.
I will say, like I was not expecting my my prediction about mental toughness to be vindicated quite so mechanically and quite so quickly. Aha! And of course, the Shadow Iori that you're fighting is also using the fire stance, and probably was the whole time. Yep. But I didn't have the context to recognize it until normal Iori got it.
All right, let's go.
Let's go, bitch! Bring it on!
We're as red zone as we're gonna get. Look how hard it hits now when you compare it to how we were hitting at the start.
Look at that man go.
There it is.
But a bing, and that's a thing.
And there's the very first thing you unlock for it when you actually unlock the entire stance window is the fact that small size monsters will get staggered by heavy attacks. Which is something that just doesn't happen normally. Suddenly they're like peons before you.
ああ、こたびの稽古はこれでしまいだ。
お疲れ様。
His eyes are back to normal at least.
腕は
この程度の所作ならどうということはない。大事ないと言っただろ。
よかった。それじゃ長屋へ戻ろっか。
Saber knows exactly what just happened.
いや。
ん？
おーい、兄ちゃんたち、早く来ないと置いてくぞ。
I'm just gonna say now, New Game Plus has these two actually have a conversation right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's a little bit difficult for, like, they just had a very deep moment together, but they can't really talk about it because Saber sees what like what just happened, and sees that that basically that's more or less like a Darkest Dungeon virtue moment, strength and brilliance from trauma, but you know.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Right, exactly. There's still trauma there. And Saber's just like, huh, really? It was that traumatic for you. You can't really have that conversation quite so easily.
術者としては涙から期待するなとテイは言っていたぞ。あとは
相手が強い。それだけだ。
そういうことだよ、おじいさん。
嘘、兄ちゃんちが。
あいつめ。おい。
間違いありませんね。待て。より。
分かっている。逃げろ、カヤ。なんせ。
I do appreciate how they implicitly showed that Iori is still hurt. Like, you don't use your sword to get up like that unless you're super gassed. Like, katanas are the product of an incredible amount of work and so forth, but you still don't use them as crutches. It's a wonderful way to wear them out.
ああ、もう口惜しい。
まったくもって。
セイバ
なんだ。
ー、こたびの角沸かし、お前はどう見る？なぜカヤが狙われたか。
それは。
You tell him the truth, please, for the love of Christ, and cut a few miles off this conversation. God damn it. Of course you won't.
それは随分と買われたものだな。だが腑に落ちん。俺はこの角沸かしは
Saber's working through a lot of guilt.
Yeah, I get it. She's working through her own stuff right now.
木々の都というべき800野鳥で躊躇なく炎を放つ猛者がランサーと
And Iori's immediately just like, this doesn't add up.
Yeah, like,
到底
it is something that has been a consistently well done thing, is that the writers have gone out of their way to show that Iori might not be the most experienced person on the planet, so he's not the most wise person on the planet, but he's not a dunce. He's not an idiot. He has a bit of common sense.
テイ
ホーケルナより来客だ。
ああ
Didn't expect everyone to be showing up at his house. Iori, everyone shows up at your house.
予感的中もいいとこじゃない。
You smelled a fight. Don't pose, Musashi.
宣告から連絡に応じないと思えば襲撃を受けたのか。この炎の後からすると相手はランサーか。
Chenggong at least has a reasonable explanation for why he showed up. Yo, dude, I tried to call you on your cell phone and you didn't pick up.
で、
I think Musashi's territory isn't so far away. She probably would see the smoke too and immediately put two and two
賊を追
together.
ってカヤを取り戻します。
She smelled a fight. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
師
probably.
匠テイどうか力を貸してもらいたい。
ふーん。
お前とは同盟を組んだ仲だ。妹号をかどわかされて息を失われては大層。
Not even an I told you so. He's such a good guy.
He's like, I am waiting for the other boot to drop with
と
Chenggong.
いうか、私と太夫が助力する場合はないの。
You're waiting for him to just sow it up or something?
I mean, not necessarily sow it up, but just be like, okay, you've like our alliance has run its course here, which is like that's a little bit more lawful than Sao ever was.
理の問題です。
へえ。
俺の考えではこたびの角沸かしはランサー陣営の考えではない。他に計略を企てた者がいるはず。
その様子では当たりがついているな。直接に言え、より。
優位小説ランサーたちの同盟相手だ。
ライダーのマスターか。
優位小説。確か。
Okay, just throw a lampshade on that one, Musashi.
Well, there are a few works that sort of, you know, suggest that they have met before.
Yeah, and they would have met in their
失敬失敬。
that face though.
それで。
They probably would have met in Musashi's original universe anyway.
私が君に助力する理由提示できる？
なぜ小説がカヤの角沸かしを命じたのかは正直まだわかりません。初めて対峙した夜の小説はなんというかある種の清廉ささえあった。だがそれでもこのランサー陣営によるカヤの角沸かしはまず間違いなく英月を手にするための企てだ。
Brilliant deduction, Holmes.
我々全員優位小説一人に 遅れを取っているかもしれないわけです。しかし私とセイバーがランサーたちを追っているうちに、師匠とテイは小説を追うことで奴の企てを阻むことができるかもしれない。
Holy crap, you're bad at this, Iori.
ときたか。
ええ、できるかもしれない。
うんうん、好きな部類の交渉だわ。よくできました。今まさに猫の手も借りたいっていう気持ちを置いて、よく言葉にできました。
That was not very well spoken, and it's incredibly obvious how desperate he is for any help he can get. You just smell a fight! Stop posing, girl! It's fine!
She's just enjoying the whole mentorship thing way too much.
Yeah, like, she smells a fight, and she's having fun messing with Iori. Like, she always intended to go help him. She just wanted to fuck with him a little bit. You're literally calling him Coon! Swear to Christ, this woman.
テイ、その
She's irascible.
She's
like, well, I'm a good guy, so I'll do it.
And also, it brings him closer to knocking a few other people off the board if he can find them. You know, like, this is serving his ends perfectly well, and he can hide behind multiple layers of civility, which is exactly the sort of thing an ex-minister of his caliber would do.
二人とも恩に来ます。
I just loved that.
Yes,
like,
you do.
both of them just fake laughing at one another.
Yeah. Like, you do owe me one for doing something that benefits me. How wonderful that you would admit that, Iori.
はい、行くぞ、セイバー。
like as much as I just said, Iori is not a stupid man. He would be terrible at business. Do not put that man in charge of a fucking food stall, let alone something like Boss's shop.
へえ、そう。
では、俺はこれで。
There's a lot of meaning behind that term, I just washed my face, in terms of Japanese swordsman. I actually looked this
Yeah.
up. That essentially it means to cut away excess.
Yeah.
And that is essentially to cull away parts of you that might interfere with your capacity to fight with a sword, such as, you know, kindness. A general concern for the well-being of others. Things like that. And as Masashi is saying, that's not good.
Shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have did that.
目的地はただ一つ。ランサー陣営の本拠、小石川だ。
以前、奴らと一戦交えた地だな。
Best first clue to follow. Naturally, we aren't just going to be able to walk straight in there.
こたびこそは、あの二人を撃ってみせよう。
ことは一刻を争う。急ぐぞ。
Smash that ley line button.
I was gonna say, like, is this gonna be a... It totally is. Awesome! I like these.
Yeah, same. They're pretty good.
Is this just... It's a brilliant implementation of a bit of strategy, and gives you a little bit of extra problem solving stuff, and it threads in beautifully with the game's storytelling by basically saying, hey, you know, don't forget Ueno's over here, so if you want to get Tamamo on your side, just don't forget to pass by.
浅草に攻め入られては小石川へ向かうこともままならんぞ。
時が惜しいな。セイバー、二手に分かれよう。
Here we go. A new mechanic.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Now we can separate from
もう
Sabo.
一方は私が、 素早く片付けるだな。
Very interesting. Okay.
分かったが流行るなよ。
Saber can still use the affinity gauge to just, you know, jump off and kill any enemies that are like taking our nodes. So you're not too disconnected from it, but yeah. Saber will autonomously move around the map the same way that you would with any of the other servants that get summoned onto the field. And you do your own thing. Typically, you will be backed up. Yeah, so it costs like, you know, costs nothing to do as well.
Right, right. And Saber is genuinely autonomous. You can't go saying, you know, hey, move specifically here.
Oh no, you can set Saber to go to places. You can, because you could do that with the rogue servants as well. That got lost when the footage got lost for it, which is a bit of a pain, but absolutely something we can do. And you're generally speaking, by this point in the game, you've got an assistant rogue servant, so you're not in danger, really.
That said, like, yeah, I was gonna say a rice ball wouldn't go amiss here.
This gives us a good chance to just show off Heavy Stance and how absolutely just wild it is.
It's like it's very tempting to just ignore raw power in video games of like this, because so many times people make, like, game designers will make it a trap. But good lord, there is a lot to be said for just killing a motherfucker.
It is the Unga Bunga stance. Quick, let's file out one person at a time and face our enemy. And yeah, Saber just murdered that guy.
I was gonna say, like, I was actually pretty concerned there. Either Saber is about to strangle off that guy, or Saber is about to get strangled. It was one of the two.
Easy.
Rock and roll.
Of course, it's a bunch of scoundrels. These are Chiemon's lads.
Hi! Shut up.
And of course, the buff alongside Heavy Stance, as you can see, pretty nutty. Like that guy died in like the kind of same amount of hits that like your random mooks die in.
One hit quit, more or less.
Just imagine how much damage it does with that buff on it and lower health. And yeah, but anyway, we get to play as any of our servants that get into this fight as well, so it's pretty good. And hey, let's just use the Noble Phantasms since we've
Sure, why not? I mean, we've already done it once, so at this point, you know, everybody knows, right? So there's no reason to hold back. See, this is what it's like to be Zhou. Like, when you just tell people straight up, you can just fight balls out the entire time.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not the big super beam. The big super beam is something different. The big super beam kind of invokes who Saber is in a very emphatic way.
Huh. Be a little bit more excited, Saber. Oh wait, you can't. Oh, this'll be fun.
注意するのじゃ。霊脈の上を颯のごとく進んでくる輩がおる。
Heads up. That is a typo that should not bother me nearly as much as it does.
Let me just jump in front of this fast-moving truck.
Only this time you're not going to get isekai'd into some fantasy universe.
The good news at the very least is Heavy is also really good at chipping through Shell.
I mean, good, because frankly, like, the shells are the most frustrating mechanic in this game so far. Oh, break already, you dork.
I thought I was gonna be shifting stances for the bonus there, but nope.
Whatever, screw that thing.
Yeah, I believe, like, I'm hesitant to say it, but I'm pretty sure the bonus you get from like getting your stance up is the I think it's increased chip damage to shell. I think so. Like all your other stances will do increased like damage. I'm really thinking I should just.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Ueno is just going to capture that minor spirit font for you. It did. Okay, cool. Tedious sounds like a good word for it.
You don't send mooks to a servant fight. That's how you lose mooks.
To be clear, like the word in Japanese that the Saber used can also be translated as barring. I think tedious is a better translation for this particular context, but it gives you a better insight as to Saber's state of mind on this one. And I agree with it.
Yeah, Saber thinks very little of these people. Somewhat irritatingly, of course, all Tokugawa troops get back up again, thanks to their brainwashing.
Still just some random swordsman we've already fought 1,000 times, and you won with 37 seconds left on the clock. Oh, I guess not. There's another wave, huh? Alright. I was going to be a little bit disappointed because Saber said in advance of this fight that this was supposed to be some sort of, you know...
stronger enemy.
Yeah, exactly. Formidable foe. And it's just like, okay, cool, it's another Soul Eater. Great, I'm super excited to fight this.
0.86 seconds on the clock. Will this kill? Will this kill before the time runs out?
It's actually an interesting semantic question.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. But it actually consumed like 8 seconds in a cutscene.
Yeah, it did not consume at all the actual, yeah.
That's interesting. Like, from a technical coding standpoint, that basically means that there was somebody had a meeting over, hey, this noble phantasm doesn't happen instantly, and we're timing people. How much time should we take? And the action item from that meeting, somewhere, was somebody writing down in the notes, Saber's noble phantasm should consume 8 seconds. Like, there were at least 3 to 4 human beings that wasted an hour of their life on that specific note.
I honestly, when I was doing this battle, I should have thrown Rogue Berserker in the party, but we're doing, because then he would have stuck around, and having him around to beat up more people would have been more fun.
Just I'm having all sorts of what's the word I'm looking for? This is why, like, just to be clear for people, I very frequently do up to an hour of yoga before commentary, and then I also take like a long hot shower precisely to relax myself, so I lose fewer words. Like, there's prep that goes into my commentary in that way. And now, of course, I've lost a word on the tableau that goes through my brain when I consider Rogue Berserker just basically making his way downtown, walking fast. He's a temple buster. Go fuck yourself.
He's gonna take everybody to the first national bonk, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
For whatever reason, I also had trouble remembering that the word I was wanting to use for what just activated now, and hopefully I'll change stances to show it off, is Afterglow.
Oh,
so
right.
The Afterglow effect is that it increases damage and causes your attacks to ignore shell mitigation. So that's it, basically.
Ignore shell mitigation. That's huge.
Yeah, see, as you can see, the sheer amount of damage we were doing while this effect is on us,
Holy
even though the shield is
mother
up.
of Christ!
Heavy attack, the heavy attack fire stance is fucking cracked, and it's really good. It doesn't last forever, but it is an excellent stance. It also encourages you to not just stay on it the entire game, because the effects you get from it are really good. And of course,
Dude,
we're getting the extra flame damage
That's not just
from here.
cracked. That is like toothless redneck levels of cracked.
And like I said, the final stance is actually, like, just makes it look ridiculous as well. So, like, it's, like, please look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it.
So we can level ourselves up. But we still haven't killed enough monsters in fire stance yet. We need, like, 2 more.
Alright, fine. We'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, this entire thing is basically just, hey, get some monsters under your belt so you can murder everybody.
Oh, these are humans, not monsters.
Yeah. That's right, we only need 2 more. It won't take us long to unlock the fire tree. The fire tree.
The repost, though.
God.
Game over, dork.
Like, heavy stance is just like, I keep calling it heavy stance. Fire stance is just ridiculous, and I love it. I'm here for fire stance.
It basically is the heavy stance. It said literally on the tin. It's slow, but it's powerful.
So there's that monsters to kill, so we'll be right back.
There's the spirit.
Skeleton interrupted my dodging.
There's the ticket.
Even with same around, as long as we got
Man,
some
this looks good.
gems, we're good.
God. The repost mechanics in this game look so well done.
Yeah, you feel like the ultimate badass every time you pull it off.
Particularly when it's a situation like you keep doing, where there's a very pregnant couple of seconds where you're just like, I know you're coming at me, just do it. Do it, motherfucker. Pull the goddamn trigger.
Okay, and now since no enemies are coming for us, we can just spend this little moment running off and collecting his
Sure.
stuff, because, you know, Arya has made it so that this sort of thing is very easy for us now.
You need lots of mat, alright? Like, why would you not get mat?
I just like it when the game is like, you're amazing, you've done literally everything.
I still don't exactly remember what mat does.
Magic attack.
Right.
戻ってきたぞ、より。
Yeah, so I was seeing if I could bring Arya with us, but it'll ask us if we want to.
Can't
anyway,
give
so.
orders to Arya, she's too goddamn stupid.
She will stand there and she will speed you up and you will like it.
Hold tight, Kaya, but wait, I've gotta stop and pet this cat. Kaya understands. Cats need to be pet.
When we first visited this region, there was an entire area we couldn't go before because we sort of walked off to the fight zone and got into that absolutely ridiculous brawl with everybody. Also, let's unlock the stance. This is a very nice feeling whenever you do this.
Good.
There's a lot
God
to do.
almighty.
And now our attack is 666, which is always good to see.
So, yeah, I just said good God almighty. Clearly it's actually good, like, evil Satan almighty, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't
This
matter.
spell temporarily allows us to chew through shells a lot easier. Don't really find it that necessary, considering, you know, we now have a stance that in Afterglow will just ignore shells completely.
Right. I was gonna say, like I get the distinct feeling that you're going to be ignoring a lot of shells from here on in. I would be in your position.
But it's like a lot of really good things, like a lot of extra attacks, a lot of things getting buffed up. We're doing more damage to monsters. We're just getting stronger and stronger. Increased attack speed gained at critical health activator at a higher HP level 1 fire sense. That's another thing, by the way. As your health starts to go lower, you will attack faster as well.
Really driving in the this entire stance is a response to trauma thing, isn't it?
More damage to servants because
Good.
we've done some we've activated some abilities on Rogue Lancer. We were able to unlock even more attack, and the rest will come as we do some more things. Just sort of showing them off. Like once you fill out that stance, like you basically just make it so all of your abilities stagger monsters, which is kind of nice. Oh, and we got this one as well. So
Set enemies on fire for a short time. Sure, why not?
Yeah, so all of our heavy attacks will now do like fire damage on enemies, which is pretty good. And because we've used the malediction of bright sunshine, we got like it costs a lot to do to fill out that buff tree, but we've got access to.
I can't imagine Arya is worth it at like any point.
I mean, the buff is good. Like that's it. Like all of those
Sure,
stats are for the buff to make you hit like twice as hard. So it's like, yeah, that's actually really good. Because we saw the damage we were doing with heavy stance while she was buffing us. It's ridiculous.
There's the difference between her leveling up naturally and you putting resources into it.
Oh yeah, I won't
do.
I won't do that until I filled out Iori and Saber. Like at which
Right.
point it's like, well, I've got all these gems. Like that's a new game plus thing.
Right, there you go. There you go. We are in agreement on that.
So we'll just take a look around here. Place is still on fire.
Frickin' Diablo 2 level fires at this point. This is Tristram level fires.
And there's our Kushikawa Koaraban. Yep, it's hard to say if the fires were already here when Chiemon got here, or if Chiemon started the fires after he got here.
We didn't start the fire yet, or whatever the hell. I don't know. Chiemon is kind of the stereotypical edgelord. He's really saved by his acting. Like his writing isn't terribly strong, but his acting is just absolute powerhouse.
Oh, don't worry. It only gets better as time goes on. So
I'll
like,
trust you on
when
that.
I was saying he's the voice actor for Yan King, as in the water margin character in Fate Grand Order Yan King.
I still don't have any context on that really, but like I have managed to listen to what his voice actor has done in multiple scenes, and his voice actor is definitely a consummate professional.
They basically, when they were talking about the design for the character, they're basically like, this is the character that will quite literally, like, you could never make him a protagonist, because no one would ever accept that someone like this is a protagonist, but he will still steal the show. Like, that was the character design for him. Like,
I believe it.
And I fully love... That's right, skeletons, you're all now in love. Seriously, look at this. This absolute bullshit that is Fire Stance plus Arya's love.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate since I began to be
loved by a fox girl.
I like, you know Bale Buddy, right? All right, the one,
yeah.
The one artist on Twitter who originally got famous doing the like elf girl things.
Yes.
He ended up hating doing that, and his audience, thank God, was accepting enough to allow him to break out of that niche. And one of the Patreon requests he got was a like a traditional wife fox girl, and he went just a beautiful direction with that, where he basically looked up like even the domesticated foxes the Soviets bred, and one of the things there is that they are quote-unquote domesticated in that they like humans, they hang out with humans, they're cool with humans, but they don't have the emotional availability with that, for example, dogs do. And the overall effect is that you can't housebreak even a domestic fox. They will still piss and shit everywhere in your house. So, this Coomer dude summons a genie and asks for like a cat girl wife and gets a trad wife fox girl, and it's like, okay, this is cool enough. And then he looks it up on Wikipedia and realizes exactly what I've just told you. You can't housebreak fox girls, and just puts her in a box and says, "To a good home." That's the sort of thing I keep thinking of every time I fucking see Arya. You can't housebreak Arya. She's still going to be pissing and shitting everywhere and smoking weed in your kitchen.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I have seen people make the trad wife joke referring to Arya, and then rearranging the R and the E and it becoming something a lot less polite. It's just like, how do you want to last this? But I know it's not good.
Iori!
Damn it, Chiemon! I'm having Dragon's Dogma 2 flashbacks now because I've been on one too many bridges that have like exploded. I've had the game for one day.
Have you been on a bridge that's literally been made of a Cyclops yet? Because that's apparently a fucking Looney Tunes thing you can do in that game.
I have seen there is an achievement called Crossed a Cyclops Bridge.
The fact that that's a thing just largely convinces me that they have not forgotten what made Dragon's Dogma a thing.
Alright, well, they wouldn't be Chiemon's territory. Like, honestly, like, I love that we've got, they don't look quite like the Red Lotus that are usually associated with death. But the fact that there are still lots of red flowers around here is you just know Chiemon planted those.
He definitely did. Holy crap. That dude didn't just plant those. Like, in between being the edgiest MFer in Edo, he was out here, like, carefully tending those lotuses. Like, he was out there picking the older lotuses that were about to wilt and pressing them carefully between books so he could preserve them. That is what Chiemon was doing this whole fucking time.
I just imagine Chiemon doing that, looking at the book and then just like throwing it in fire afterwards. He just does a left and then goes, yeah, and then just like immediately just turns to the right, throws it in fire, and Rogue Lancer is just like standing there with her hands out, just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, what? Like, why would you do that? Like, Rogue Lancer.
Sorry, regular Lancer would be like...
Sorry, regular Lancer, you're
yeah,
right.
No,
regular Lancer. It's just... Why? Like, you put all of that care into it. Why would you do this? And Chiemon just slowly turns to her without his one unbandaged eye and says, because it's the one thing, it's the most beautiful thing I can ruin. And she just like pantomimes shooting herself in the head.
I'm just imagining one episode of The Simpsons where Bart is like using a hammer on some candy bars on the carpet, and I don't remember which character asks him why he's doing it, but he just turns to them and has a look on his face like he never actually thought the why of what he was doing. Like that.
Like,
it's just a perfect distillation of it.
I'm more equating it to this one John Mulaney bit where he's talking about like a party he went to when he was a teenager. And long story short, is that somebody stole a bunch of vintage photos from this party that he was at, and Mulaney was blackout drunk, so he was just like, I can't remember if I did that or not. And he was playing video games with one of his friends like 3 years afterward, and his friend was just like, "Hey, come here, I want to show you something." And he leads him into a small closet off of his bedroom. Which, by the way, never a good thing to have. Like, that's just never a good thing to have.
Never a good thing to let yourself be invited into.
Right. So, and there's all of these vintage photos of just like grandmas and all of this other stuff. And Mulaney just goes, "Why would you do this?" Because all of them have been stolen from random places. And his friend simply replies, "Because it's the one thing they can never replace." It's just like, fuck, you are screwed up, dude. Stop, you are screwed the fuck up.
Yeah, so we just got an earth art used on us without our permission. Quite literally just teleported us against our own will a distance away.
Been separated from Saber. Well, you just did that. So, like, I'm absolutely positive both of you can take care of yourselves to some extent.
Yeah. We're a lot stronger than we were before, so... See, we were over there, and now we're over here.
Sure, why not?
It won't take long for Saber to find us, I don't think.
I mean, Saber, at least ostensibly, can sense where we are because we're the thing that's providing her mana, and like we've also seen multiple times how she can just teleport short distances. So it's just sort of like we'll figure this out.
Yeah. General assumption is, I don't think they ever actually explained it, but if Saber hasn't already just turned up, they've probably thrown a bunch of monsters Saber's way to tie them up while they try to take care of us. That seems like actually a very good strategy.
That is 1,000,000% reasonable in my mind.
They never say it, but you know, I'm assigning a whole level of intelligence to these characters they may or may not have. Now, Chiemon's pretty sneaky,
they were smart. They were smart enough to separate Iori and Saber. You know, like we just saw, or we just fought our way through a big fortress of trap after trap after trap. It's ridiculous to assume that other people won't be as prepared as Dorothea would be.
Just a different kind of trickery.
Yeah.
I just quite like Chiemon as a character, and it's like I'm just waiting for the game to finally let the guy really cut loose and show who he is, and we will get there, and we will get there hopefully in the next 8 episodes. There's a big load of events that's going to be kicking off while we deal with this Kaya kidnapping thing. That's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, speaking of The Simpsons, like I'm sort of envisioning Chiemon as not so much a steamed ham, but a caged ham. Like they just haven't let the ham out of his cage yet. Oh, good. This should be fun.
Okay, so he has been throwing his books in the fire.
Sure. Revenge, eyes burning in red. Sure. I am gonna be real mad if if the pressing lotuses thing and then throwing it into the fire was real. I'm gonna be super mad.
Kind of seems like he's started burning up all traces of his identity on the way out. To whoever is reading this. Okay, nothing rooting about here, so turn back now, unless you want to be a pig.
Joke's on you. I love bacon.
Okay, but do you like being bacon?
I mean, look, that's just auto-cannibalism, and I'm fine with that.
Okay. I'm less fine with you being fine with it, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm, like, very concerned. Needless to say, we won't be dealing with that for a little while. That's for another time. That I'm very looking forward to.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You picked up a rusted coin and a bunch of skeletons showed up. I'm pretty sure I've read this story.
I curse you for 1,000 getting stabbed with the pointed stick! Oh, Jesus! Ow! Oh, God!
It's particularly appropriate because that particular Starscream voice that you've been using for a while also works for Skeletor.
As it does, He-Man! It only requires the slightest tilt of the voice, and then I become the most powerful muscle skeleton wizard in existence. I'll stop talking now.
Lord, I've got like a new microphone with the headset. I'm still trying to like tune up the mixer. Like I'm pretty sure I've just like popped the threshold on the Skeletor impression.
Yeah, whatever. I'm I recently acquired a new home that I'm going to be preparing for a couple of months, but I'll just say it right now. Like for the last numerous years for our LPs, I have been commentating in one of the most acoustically dirty rooms you could possibly imagine. And in the new place, I am going to have my own office, which I am going to make a lot better. So I strongly hope that after I make my move, everybody's going to hear my voice in a very, very different context. Yes, basically.
Treating us like a puppy.
Especially considering he was just terminally poisoned last night. I feel like Iori's doing just fine for himself.
See, as we did that, I'm pretty sure I just heard Iori get knocked over by that attack.
I'm pretty sure I just saw Iori get knocked over.
Just get Iori out of the way so we can tumble dry this poor phantom ogre warrior.
Let's not pretend like the non-player characters ever do that much in these combat scenarios. Like they occasionally strike once or twice, but they're never actually doing anything terribly significant.
Yeah,
it does kind of seem like Chiemon had been using this place as a base for quite a while, but is resolved to move away now, of all times.
一度浅草に戻るぞ。師匠たちが何か掴んでいるかもしれない。
It kind of suggested he might have been a lot more established than before the Holy Grail War kicked off, or should I say the Waxing Moon vessel. But that does kind of upend our search a little because we were kind of banking on him being here.
Yep, they sort of pulled you into the. They sort of pulled you into a meat grinder and then just sort of kicked you out with nothing to show for it.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say we're back to square one because thankfully our buddies Zheng and Musashi are off sorting things out, and they will have some interesting things to tell us. We've also got some digressions to do. So you know, all is not completely over yet. In fact, I'm pretty sure the digression is going to introduce us to one of the characters that we've yet to meet. Because I don't know if you've noticed, I say this to you and to the audience, we're missing a class. We're missing an entire class.
You did mention this in the thread, that we haven't seen a caster, really.
We've got our sabers, our lancers, our archers, our assassins, our berserkers, you know, our riders. we don't have a single caster. So, where are they? What is a caster? Might get a chance to talk about that next time. I've been the Last Robokai.
And I have been Cool Guy.
And we'll see you all next time.